Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Alyssa. I'm a 33-year-old YNAB budgeter, figuring out my finances and documenting it on YouTube. I am here to share my 2024 YNAB categories, which, spoiler alert, they're the same as 2023, but I'll talk about them a little bit more in depth than I have before. And then I'm also going to budget my very first paycheck of 2024, as well as some interest that I got in my high yield savings account, which came out to $123.87 that I gained in interest. If you don't have a high yield savings account for your money, you are missing out. Open one immediately because that is just delicious. $123, yes. So let's jump right into it. First of all, I have these holding categories at the top. One of these at the beginning of the month, I like to just chuck my money in here for now, to keep it separate from my next month fund. This is just what makes sense in my brain. Like, I know it's the same pool of money and I can do this with using the ready to assign money, but this is just how I like to do it. I like to keep it separate in my mind and in YNAB. So in YNAB, if you're familiar with the YNAB rules, one of the rules is to age your money and eventually be a month ahead in your finances. So you're funding next month's expenses with this month's income. And I'm currently a month ahead on my expenses. Also in YNAB, I think they teach you to be a month ahead in every expense, even your savings categories, which to me, I just prefer to be a month ahead in my living expenses, like mainly my fixed expenses that are just super boring and come out automatically. Those just aren't fun to fund one by one, in my opinion. So that's just my preference. So I'm already a month ahead in that regard, but I am still saving in my next month ahead fund because I currently live with my parents, so I do not pay rent and I save a lot on, like, I don't have to pay utilities. I save a lot on groceries because I'm able to eat a lot of their food. I'm very, very blessed this year. I've been able to make a lot of progress. I actually just filmed a video that I'll be putting up after this, recapping my 2023 journey and how much progress I was actually able to make this year thanks to things like YNAB, budgeting in here and setting goals and meeting them. Like, I'm just very blessed that I've been able to do all that while I'm living with my parents rent free. But that is going to change. One of my goals in 2024, not even a goal, like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to move out this year just for my own. Like, yeah, it would be amazing to keep saving money living here, but I just know for my own personal growth and overall quality of life, I want to move out and be back on my own. And yeah, so I'm super excited to do that. And I'm expecting my living expenses when I do that to be about $2,500. And again, that's purely like rent, utilities, insurance, things like that. The really boring stuff. I don't plan on getting a month ahead in like groceries and things like that. Maybe I'll decide that once I move out and kind of see what my other expenses are like. But for now, I'm just saving that $2,500 for my expected like base living expenses to keep the lights on and, you know, have health insurance and things like that. So with that being said, I have this bills view where I've separated out in YNAB. These are all of my, what I was just saying, like, these are my living expenses. These are my boring things that come out automatically and that I would just prefer to knock these out at the beginning of the month and not have to worry about them. I do count some like I do count some discretionary expenses in here, just because they are like recurring fees that are the same amount every month. I just prefer to, since they come out automatically, I still count these as bills, even though they're not technically like required for living, you know. It's just easier for me. Maybe in the future I'll separate out like my optional subscriptions and things that I don't absolutely need, but for now, this is how I like to do it. So first of all, I have this transportation category, and I obviously pay for car insurance. I have a car. So I save $55 a month. My premium, my 6-month premium, I just got the bill for it. I'm going to be paying that next month, and I think it's like $340 something. So I will be good for next month. And that is a 6-month premium. And I just have to shout out Allstate. I switched from Progressive. I was paying about $600 to $700 for a 6-month premium with Progressive. And then I switched to Allstate and signed up for their their Safe Driver app and stuff. And I'm saving this is 50% of what I was paying through Progressive, and it's even better coverage and insurance than I was getting at Progressive. So I'm super happy I made the switch. So if you're in the market, if you're searching for other car insurance, not sponsored in any way, but like maybe give Allstate a try. I know their site is a little bit annoying because like Geico and Progressive and whatever other companies, you can get quotes through their website, but I don't think that there was a way to do that through Allstate. Like I actually had to communicate through someone, like through email or over the phone with someone to get a rate. So that's a little bit annoying, but it was worth the trouble to pay half as much than I was paying through Progressive. So check out Allstate if you're in the market. And then I save every month for my yearly registration and renewal. So pretty self-explanatory. Go ahead and fund that. And then I have this healthcare category group. I'm going to have to figure this out. I have, right now, my health insurance is actually $280 some a month, and then I pay for separate dental insurance. I should mention, I am a contractor on 1099, but I only have one client, which is my previous employer. Not really a super complicated story, but anyway, so I'm a 1099 contractor. I have to pay my own health insurance and pay quarterly taxes. So that's why these categories are here and not things that just come out of my paycheck. But I did just sign up for new health insurance through the government marketplace, and it starts in February. My current plans expire in February also, but I can't cancel them now because I would be uncovered like the last 10 days of January, which I don't want to do. So I think I'm going to end up double paying for insurance this month, that's fine. It's just the price you pay, but I'll probably, I definitely need to fund health insurance more than just this $300. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to fund it to like $580 total here, because I'm going to need to pay the $280 for my current insurance and then $300 for my new insurance. So, but I'll figure that out later. I'll fund that later. And then this, I've actually been kind of lying to you guys. I actually do have a debt technically. This is a 0% interest debt for, I had surgery. I had sinus surgery, endoscopic sinus surgery and septoplasty back in June. So happy I did that. But it came out to about $4,000 after insurance and everything that I have to pay out of pocket. And I just put it on a 0% 12-month payment plan. So these bills don't show up on my credit report or anything, and I don't even have a way of tracking how much I still owe them. I just know that the bills will stop getting auto drafted in like June. So I don't count this as a debt just because I just don't really care to, but I do technically have this debt that I've been hiding from you guys. But I do, with how much is left on it, I am still over that $100,000 net worth that I claimed. So don't come after me. Anyway, let's go ahead and fund that. And then so I rent a storage unit with my mom. And then I'm also on the family phone plan. So I pay my portion to my mom. I share the storage unit and I pay my mom for the phone bill. So I Venmo her a total of $110 every month. But this is like the most YNAB problem ever. So we went out to eat last night, my mom and I paid for her portion as a contribution towards this bill so that I would pay less today. I always pay her on the 1st. Last night was the 31st and like the last day of the year. So I had to like finagle. I had to figure out how the heck I was going to do this in YNAB to show that I paid part of this bill towards her and that I don't owe as much this month and this year. Anyway, I figured it out, but I still need to cover the $57.02 that I paid her. So that was like the rest of what I owed her after buying her meal. And then I'm just going to snooze the Target for the rest of this month because I've paid that $110 to her. It's just that I paid the other $52.98 yesterday, which was technically last month and last year. Anyway, and then this is my gym. I am so lucky. I don't think I've ever been a part of a gym this cheap. It's a great gym. I love my gym so much. I'm going to miss it when I move. But it's $15 a month. And then they have like a $50 or $55 annual fee that I save for separately. That's just personal preference. So I fund it total, what was that, $18.25 for my gym membership. And that includes the annual fee. And then I literally save $1 and some change for my TSA pre-check and my passport renewal. This is up in, what's the goal on this? 2031. I need $150. This is why I love YNAB. You can literally make this like a 10-year subscription that you're just paying, $1 and some change for to eventually have that $150 that I need set aside for my passport. It'll be there. Love that. Okay. And then YouTube Premium, self-explanatory, YNAB, self-explanatory, Google Drive. All of these are annual bills. You save money when you pay for things annually over monthly, so that's what I prefer to do. Go ahead and fund those. And then I have a couple of apps that I subscribe to and a couple of streaming services. And then Acorns, it's $1 monthly fee. I think it's just not, like, I would prefer this Acorns brokerage. Like, now that I understand investing a little bit more and I'm comfortable investing on my own, I don't need a robo-advisor. I ideally would like to move this brokerage to Vanguard. It's got $20,000 in it, but they charge, I think it's $75 per ETF, which would be $300 to move it to Vanguard. And it's just, I don't know, it's just not worth that to me right now, to pay $350 just to move it. Like, I would just rather pay this $1 a month for now. And then, but like, how long is 350 months? Like, that's that's when I'll meet that threshold of whether it was worth it to pay $300 before, you know what I'm trying to say? Like I'm paying $1 a month. So after 300 months, I will have reached that $300 mark where I should have just moved it. But hopefully before then, like, I might use this brokerage as a house down payment in the future. I'm not quite sure yet, but long story long. I'm sorry, I ramble, but I will just keep funding this with the $1. That's nothing to me. I can find $1 on the street every month to pay for that. Then I just have one credit card annual fee. And then my Costco membership, I only have to fund this $30, even though it's a $60 a year membership, because I share this membership with a friend. So once I fund all my bills, I'm going to fix this with money specifically from my next month fund. And that's just how I prefer to do it. Then I can put this back into Ready to Assign. And let's go ahead, and I usually do $300 a month towards my next month fund. I'm going to make it, let's see, let's get this up to Well, let's see what 300 gets us to. Okay, so let's do another 36.19. Oh my God. I swear I'm good at math. Okay. So that feels good. $10.50 in my next month fund. By the end of February, I should be at my $2,500 goal. So that's super exciting. Okay, my next section here is my FU money. Eventually, I'd like to start a home down payment fund. This is here to just kind of be inspiration for me. Possibly in 2024, I'd like to start saving for a house little by little, maybe like $100 a month or so. For right now, it's not really a priority. I'm still just shoveling money into my retirement. So I do $500 a week. And then I still have $2,000 that I need to contribute. That was my bonus from last month for my Christmas bonus. I'm going to put that in my HSA as a 2024 contribution. So that's super exciting. I just haven't done that yet because today is the 1st. So I will do that sometime this month. Then taxes. Like I said, I am a 1099 contractor, so I have to pay quarterly taxes. And this money I actually keep in this high yield savings account. So that's what gave me $12.83 of interest. I'm going to keep 10 of that and just contribute enough to get this to 4,110. And then what I do is I move that money from my checking to my savings. So I'll do the math for whatever that is to get this to $4,110. And then my next category group, sustenance. This is my everything I consume, everything I eat and consume. So groceries, restaurants, supplements. I am going to add $30 to groceries. And I go out for Taco Tuesday usually it's Tuesday, with my mom. We get margaritas and tacos, and it's worth every penny. Fund that $20. And then my supplements. So I buy protein powder and creatine powder, and I bulk buy them and usually try to do it when they're on sale. So I'm usually buying more than one at once. And I just saw that Costco is selling their protein powder that I buy for 20% off until January 21st. So I would like to have that money ready. It's going to be about $120. I'm going to fund the rest of what I need probably next week. I don't think I'm going to go to Costco this week. So probably next week. And I'm fine on protein powder for now, but I would like to take advantage of that deal because if I buy 2, I'm saving $30. And these 5-pound protein bags are $70 a piece. So that's pretty good savings if you ask me, because I do use them. And then I need some deodorant. This is my discretionary. This is where I spend my money from. I prefer to have separate spending and savings categories in YNAB. I know that's kind of controversial because every category is a savings category and every category is a spending category. But it's just for my brain and for the sake of reporting, I just prefer to actually spend my money from these categories. I don't fund these too much. I actually save for very specific purposes below, which I'll show you eventually. And then I move the money into these spending categories once the money is actually spent. And that's, for the purpose of reporting, because I literally have the stuff category. This is for anything, clothes. I have a little bit of a list here. Clothes, jewelry, piercings, any other thing. If I buy a new phone, laptop, if I buy a new phone charger, a water bottle, literally any thing like that. That's just stuff to me. I don't care to have separate categories for those. So that's what I like to do in this category group. And I think I'm actually going to change my personal maintenance category to $10 a week. I feel like I need to save a little bit more in there. So we'll go ahead and fund that, the $10. That should be good. I'm good on gas. I still have half a tank. So I'll probably fill up next week. So I'll just fund that my next paycheck. That's fine. We'll put $20 towards car maintenance. Oh yeah, this is my whole, obviously my transportation category group where I keep everything, not everything, but the things that I spend most from in regards to transportation. And then I have bigger savings categories for like a new car or car repair. I save for those down below. And then, like I said, like if I had a car repair, I would categorize it under maintenance, but I like to save for it as a separate thing, if that makes any sense. Let me know if anyone else is like that in YNAB. I feel like I don't see that too much, and I'll probably change in the future. Maybe when I move out, I'll definitely have different category structure, because I'll want to keep my like household expenses in one category, how much I'm paying for rent, utilities, stuff like that. I'll definitely be changing my categories around, but for now, this is how I like to do it, having like specific spending categories and then different savings categories that are still for spending, but I just like to like keep that money separate in my budget, if that makes any sense. Let me know if anyone else does that. So that should be good there. I did start putting a target on this. This is my healthcare section, obviously. I have this $200 set aside for any doctor's appointments or medication that I need. I don't go to the doctor that much, but I would like to regularly contribute so that I can go to urgent care. I think I end up paying like $75 to $100. I can't remember what my new plan is, but if I go to urgent care, if I have like strep throat or something, like it would be nice to have that money readily available so I don't have to worry about it. So I just added this savings builder target last week to save $25 a week. We'll go ahead and fund my therapy. I do have an appointment this week, so that costs $140, and then I like to continuously save for that because I go once every like 4 to 6 weeks. And we already went over my bills and subs. Okay, so now everything below this, let me just collapse these. So everything below my bills and subs, these are my savings categories that I was talking about. So this is specifically my travel category group. And so I have this general travel fund, which I will do the $150 now. And then I like to break out the separate travel plans that I have and save for them separately, and just kind of use this general travel fund as like, I'm always saving along the way for like a big possible vacation in the future. And I can dip into this if I have more of a spontaneous travel plan, but I do like to save separately. Like I'm 90% sure that I'll be going to visit my brother in Bend in like March or April of this year. Once I know for sure, I will set aside money to go there and hang out with him and be able to buy groceries there and go out to eat and stuff without digging into my other categories, obviously. So that's how we do that. Then I have this special occasions category group. I like to make sure that I have money saved for every family member's birthday and like holiday and everything. That's just what I like to do. And again, I don't spend from these categories. I will spend, let's go ahead and fund these first of all. Whoops, I didn't have enough. Let's undo that. So we'll leave that for now. Well, let's go ahead and we'll do that. Oh my gosh, I'm dumb. Hold on. Okay. And then we'll throw the rest of this in Christmas. But yeah, so when I spend from one of these categories, it's coming out of this It's like I'll transfer the money to giving. If I buy a birthday present or something, I will actually transfer the money to giving and spend it out of here for reports, because I don't want my reports, like I don't need to see, mom's birthday, my brother's birthday. I don't need to see these on reports. So that's just how I prefer to set up my YNAB. So I'm done with my budget for now, but I will just explain the rest of my savings categories briefly. I kind of touched on these in previous videos, so I don't need to go too much in depth, but this is my banana stand. This is a reference from Arrested Development. I didn't make this up. This is a very popular category name to have in YNAB, at least from what I've seen on the YNAB subreddit. A lot of people really like having the banana stand as a category name. And that's because the reference from Arrested Development is there's always money in the banana stand. You don't really need to know the exact reference, but that's what it means. There's always money in the banana stand. So I use that quite literally and use it as a savings category. And I know that there is always, I can go to the banana stand if I ever need money, because there's always money in the banana stand. That's how it works. So yeah, I've already kind of gone over these categories in a previous video, and a lot of them are pretty self-explanatory. This antisocial social club, I am a huge introvert, and once I got into budgeting and personal finance, I found that I was saying no to social activity because I didn't want to pay extra to like drive somewhere or go out to eat one more time that I had budgeted for and stuff. So, and that's no way to live. So I like to encourage myself to not say no to social activities by budgeting for it. But as you can see, I don't really, I don't use it that much. I'm a huge introvert and no one really invites me to do things anyway. But when they do, the money is there and I'm not going to say no. My apartment fund, move out fund, self-explanatory. Big ticket for big tickets, concerts, plays, performances, anything that's more than like $20 to get into. Black Friday, this is for myself. I budget separately for Christmas gifts for other people, but then this is for if I want to splurge on myself for Black Friday. I'd like to have a little bit of money set aside for that. Books, car stuff. Like I said, I've mentioned a lot of stuff in previous videos, so I don't want to go too much in depth. Let me just jump down to my financial degeneracy category group. Yeah, this is my wish farm. Pretty self-explanatory again. I funded these last week, and as you can see, I still haven't... I don't buy a lot of material things, so I'm not even sure... This money will probably sit here forever unless I decide that I'm like in dire need of shoes. Like these shoes are to replace the same shoes that I currently have that are completely falling apart. I will probably, knowing myself, I will wait until my toes are like poking out of my shoes until I actually use this money to buy a new pair. Hopefully by the time that happens, the price hasn't increased, but yeah, so that's money set aside for things that I want. And then I have my credit card payment categories. So pretty self-explanatory again. I have all of this money ready to pay this bill. And the reason that I've let it get so high is because this is a 0% interest card. So I'm taking advantage of keeping what I owe on this card in a high yield savings account and gaining interest on that instead of giving it back to the credit card company right away. If you decide to do that, you have to be really careful because first of all, you have to make your minimum payments every month. You can't just let it build up and never pay anything. You do have to pay your minimum payments, and you have to be so careful that you actually pay your card off in full by the time the interest fee period ends, because if you don't, they will charge you all of the back interest, like all of it, like thousands of dollars over the course of the year that you weren't paying while it was 0% interest. So if you do that, just be aware that you do need to pay it down in full before the interest fee period ends, or you will be in for a bad time. So I need to double check, but I'll probably pay it down in May. I believe my interest free period is over in July of 2024. So I would just like to be extra sure that I pay that off in time. And then these are my administrative categories down here. If I get a refund, it comes in as inflow down here instead of as income. And then reimbursements. I often pay for my mom. Like when we go out for Taco Tuesday, I'll pay for her meal and she'll Venmo me. So I do a split transaction in YNAB and put her portion as an outflow in investments. And then when she pays me back, it comes in as an inflow and this zeroes out. And then statement credits. This is for, I have a few Chase cards, and they often do offers where you'll get like 10% back from a certain gas station or something, and it'll go back on your credit card as a statement credit. And so I will put that as inflow here and then recategorize it as something else. Yeah, so that's my 2024 budget. I am super pumped for this year. I hope you guys are too. I wish you guys all the luck on your 2024 goals. Thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. Hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will catch you guys next week. Bye.